It's a feeling almost physical. A conversation ends, an argument is left hanging, and deep in your mind, something feels unfinished. It isn't just about ego, it's a cognitive itch, an almost electrical pressure to add one final piece of data, to send one last packet of information. This compulsion is rooted in how your brain processes tasks, not just physical tasks like tying a shoe, but social and intellectual ones as well. To your brain, an unresolved argument is functionally identical to a half-written sentence or a journey without a destination. In the 1920s, psychologist Bluma Zygarnik noticed something curious about waiters in a Vienna cafe. They could remember complex, unpaid orders perfectly. But the moment the bill was paid, the details of the order vanished from their memory. This is the Zygarnik effect. The brain prioritizes unfinished tasks. An argument without a conclusion is, to your brain's management system, an unpaid bill. It remains in a state of high alert, consuming cognitive resources. The need to have the last word is a desperate attempt to close the tab, to mark the task as complete so the system can finally stand down. This feeling of incompleteness isn't just a matter of mental bookkeeping. It's interpreted by more ancient parts of your brain as a potential threat. The amygdala, your brain's alarm system, doesn't distinguish well between a social loose end and a predator in the bushes. To it, uncertainty and unresolved conflict are signals that the environment is unpredictable and potentially dangerous. This triggers a low-grade fight-or-flight response. Your heart rate might increase slightly, your focus narrows. You are, in a very real neurological sense, preparing for a confrontation. The last word becomes a tool to neutralize this perceived threat. Your brain is incredibly powerful, but it's also incredibly lazy. It is constantly seeking to conserve energy. Holding two competing ideas in your head or leaving a question unanswered is known as ambiguity. And ambiguity is metabolically expensive. It forces the prefrontal cortex to work overtime, weighing possibilities and running simulations. The need for cognitive closure is a psychological drive to find a clear answer, any clear answer, to reduce this cognitive load. The last word, even if it's illogical or unfair, provides that closure. It slams the door on ambiguity, allowing the brain to move on and save fuel. This drive for resolution is layered on top of a much older, evolutionary impulse, establishing social status. For most of human history, social hierarchy was a matter of life and death. It determined who ate, who mated, and who was protected. One way to signal dominance is to control the conversational space. In primate troops, dominant individuals often use vocalizations to end disputes or control group movement. Our arguments are a far more complex version of this. The person who speaks last demonstrates control over the narrative and, by extension, the social dynamic. It's a subtle, non-violent assertion of rank. The final statement in any exchange does something remarkable. It frames the memory of everything that came before it. Think of it like the title of a news article or the final shot of a movie. The concept of framing in linguistics shows that the last word can retroactively define the entire conversation. If the last word is, "You're being completely irrational," the conversation is remembered as a conflict about sanity. If it's, "We just have different priorities," it's remembered as a negotiation. By having the last word, you aren't just ending the conversation, you're attempting to become the author of its memory, both for yourself and for the other person. So this desperate need is not one thing, but many. It's the brain's aversion to unfinished tasks, its misinterpretation of social ambiguity as a physical threat, its deep-seated need to conserve energy, its ancient programming to signal social standing, and its powerful ability to frame and author memory. It is a frantic attempt to impose a simple, clean, and final order on the messy, complex, and continuous reality of human interaction. The last word feels good not because it means you've won, but because it feels like you've solved an equation, closed a loop, and brought a small piece of the universe to a state of rest, even if it's only inside your own head.
Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.